Oh. For every tear you cry, I cried 1,000 times. Never once did I want you to hide inside. I wanna thank you all for the chill in you, especially for you for being so cool. This is for the cool in you. This is for the chill in you. Come on, Kenneth. Cool. This is for the chillin'. Cool. This is for the chillin'. Cool.
That's gonna be the best one. Cause I don't take pictures.
Cool. Say, cool. Say, cool. For the cooling you, 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 for the cooling you. That was a cool ass song too.
Alright, y'all, we'll hit y'all with a little I'll Be. Ooh, this love is so. Lunchtime. Oh, let me do it different. Ooh, this love is so. Lunchtime, Big Time Radio Network. I'm coming for your job, boss lady.
You will never get it. You will never defeat me. Let y'all see my moon picture I took last night?
See who?
The picture of the moon that I took last night with my Galaxy non-iPhone camera.
That look like the same moon I see in the sky every day.
It is.
Okay.
That's a good with my phone.
Okay.
And it's not really that you see it every day because you don't, because it's not full every day. Gotta get down on these good full moon energy vibes, sir. Where's the closest grocery store here?
Food Line.
Make a little fried.
Well, to the left on hold.
Yeah, not the left. Turner.
Oh, it's one that way going towards your house? Oh, you said on Turner.
If you go
the
up,
other way, yeah.
Yeah, if you go straight up here. Right next to
So
the,
where's
the
it
Chinese restaurant. Remember we talking about the Chinese restaurant? The Wawa Chinese
I
restaurant?
didn't go though, remember?
Oh. Brian and Stratton On the corner of Hull.
Or did I go to the second? Did I
China?
go to Wawa the second time? I never went to Wawa, did
I
I?
don't think so.
No.
Yeah, you got food line right there at the top of the street. And then food line right here on the end of town, too.
Man, I forgot about that one. Yeah. It's a black neighborhood. It's gonna be a food line and Chinese restaurant.
I just need some fresh okra. That's all I need. I need some okra, but not the non-frozen okra.
I won't. Still locking up. You didn't believe me?
No, it's just kind of reflexed a little bit.
All I can say is I won't let you go, no. All right, y'all, that was Al B. Sure, ooh, this love is so. We are back, Lunchtime Big Time Radio Network. We have pulling up the great and all-knowing bus driver. What's going on, bus driver?
What about? How y'all doing?
We doing good, man. All right, so you were unable, because you weren't here, to get in part of our last conversation, so we're going to kind of continue the conversation. So, what was the your mindset when you indulge in self-pleasure, do you rely mainly on visual aspects, or do you go straight imagination?
So I mean, it is a little bit of both. I feel like early on, before I was able to get access to internet porn, like it had to be imagination. And yeah, kind of after that, like, I mean, I don't know. I think it really depends. It's a little bit of both. And I know y'all talk about, like professional versus amateur. Like I always have to go like homemade shit, because it feels more. I mean, of course it is. It's more real. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are doing it, because they want to do it versus getting paid to do it. You know what I'm saying? In most cases. So yeah. All of that.
And again, coming from a 50-year-old man, I'm upset. Like, if I would have been, I'm not gonna say upset. Let me not say upset. Might be not the right word, it's probably the true word, but I probably shouldn't say upset. If I would have grown up in this generation, my life would have probably went a completely different direction. I mean, if you think about it, do you know how hard it was? No pun intended again. You know how hard it was
your words
to find porn at 12. Like 12 was to me was, and fuck y'all for y'all to say something, was 1984.
Sheesh.
you know how hard it was.
Throat clear.
To find. Yeah. Think about it. Like we didn't even have. We didn't even have. Like. I
was 4.
Yeah, VHS like that. You know what I mean?
Y'all still using what? Beta.
Fucking reel to reel.
Oh damn.
You know. And then all we had at that time was like Playboy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hustler was a little bit more. Yeah, Hustler gave you a little bit more. Hustler opened up the lips.
But it is kind of like even with that, like you still kind of have to use your imagination to a certain. So you know what I'm saying, like to a certain extent, like that's crazy.
It's wild. And now even though I'm not saying you should, but now any fucking 8-year-old can pick up their phone and see shit that I didn't even do. Right, and see shit that I didn't even do until I was fucking 21.
Yeah, there's way too much access. There's way too much underage access. Yeah. There's way too much access in general. I go back to my first statement. There's way too much access in general to a lot of things. But I digress.
But it is extremely easy to get it now. And I might be better. It might be me being better. It's just extremely easy.
Should have had this 20 years ago.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Do you know all the shit I could have accomplished when I had
You know
good...
how much imagination I had to use?
Nigga, when I had good working limbs, when I had this arthritis, the shit I could have did without this arthritis.
Walking around with the Popeye the Sailor Man arm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it bothers me how much
Niggas real upset.
I am. Can't you tell?
I
the
can.
episode, what was the episode of Family Guy when Quagmire
When he first
discovered?
discovered, that's how I would have felt. Like, what are y'all talking about? To me, it's just ridiculous now that they can get to whatever they want now, and it's just, I think it's unfair.
Y'all these spoiled ass kids nowadays.
Yeah, y'all didn't know how.
Back in my day.
Y'all can get access to porn whenever y'all want to. Damn.
Right. I'm not going to do that. I used to walk 10 miles to school because I didn't. I caught the bus. When my
But I
mama
had to walk 3 miles.
When my
to go
mama
see the
ain't
titty
take
magazine.
me. Yeah, right. I had to go under my mama's bed and find magazines and shit. Do you know how?
Stash party?
Right. And do you know how hard it is to put shit back exactly like it was?
Want to take a picture of everything. Like,
And even later on down the line, when we had the VHS, they have to make sure you rewind that bitch exactly to the same point
to the second.
where that motherfucker was. It's just it's not
Somebody
fair.
will know.
Yeah.
They say this is not the part I came on.
Right.
This looks unfamiliar.
And again, I am not in any way condoning underage anything like that. But do you know how many going up in high school? How all these kids now getting these pictures from their classmates? I didn't.
They can go to jail for that shit too.
Right, that's why I say I'm not condoning it. I'm
Niggas
just
definitely
saying
go to jail
that.
for
But we had to run off behind the bleachers in not high school. We had to run off around the bleachers, to see shit like that. It's just, to me, it's just not all
Yourself.
not all new things are great things, especially for people that's still bitter about
Not having access to porn.
not having access.
That's really what it is. When it comes down to it, right?
Well, not even having access to porn, not even having access to technology.
Oh well. So look, I grew up with like some cable channels, so HBO. Always had this shit. What was it? Switch back to like Cartoon Network. You know what I'm saying? Kind of just in case. But I used to watch like Real Sex and all that shit all the time. So it wasn't like it wasn't exactly the same. But I mean, in some of them shows,
It
there
was
were.
enough. It was enough, though. It was enough. I'm just
learned
saying.
a lot, though. I can say that. You definitely learned a lot.
Yeah.
It was educational.
It absolutely fucking was. Like, it was one episode where dude was using a peach to demonstrate, like, eating pussy. I'm like, hey, I got it. That technique. It fucking works, man. Thank you, HBO. Shit.
You was watching for the education. You was watching for the lessons.
Yeah. I mean, that can last 2 years.
Absolutely.
This is what he got.
I mean, but as Skinemax used to show good movies. Like, I haven't read a book in years, but I know who Young Lady Chatterley is because Cinemax. I found out maybe like 10 years ago that was books. I didn't know that, but I know Cinemax had that bitch air Friday night at 12 o'clock. I had to wait till my mama go to sleep, and then it's nothing like waiting to hear your mama start snoring before you can turn your TV up.
Wait for that door to close.
Yeah. Wait for the door. No, you couldn't just close the door. You had to close the door and get a good snore. So, yeah, it was, and then, please, don't even get to me about trying to look through the goddamn scramble shit. Ain't nothing like,
turn your head.
Ain't nothing like seeing a titty through a scramble. Is that a titty? It's a damn shame.
No, that's a knee. It's
a damn shame. But, this is what I had to deal with growing up on a black and white TV. This is what I had to deal with. Feel my fucking pain, man.
You could have chosen to abstain.
Try that with a teenage boy.
Only you. 112.
Because you say it like you didn't have a choice.
I didn't.
You had a choice.
I'd have been angry.
It was still a choice.
All the time.
It was still a choice.
You'd have been
punching
angry.
babies.
Oh, yeah, just walking down the street, just punching people. Shit, only you would say some shit like that. Only you. 112 featuring Notorious
Wouldn't be me if I
B.I.G.
didn't.
Lunchtime.
Can you show me that cake picture again?
You trying to, it's educational?
Emmanuel, Lady Chatterley.
Emmanuel, I remember them.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like an Emmanuel in space or some shit like that?
Yeah, no, Emmanuel had a bunch of shit.
Like she was going everywhere fucking like
But back
back in
then,
time.
back then, women didn't believe on saving. So all you saw was a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one for you. Girl,
I'm in the other cake picture. The one you just showed me a second now. The other cake. There was another never mind. There's a picture of another cake that you showed me earlier.
Today,
Mm-hmm.
I only showed you one other cake. The notorious just please us with your lyrical thesis. From top billing.
Bill Lennon, me and
Little
Little C's,
C's.
Malibu Sea Breeze, down beach and palm trees. We'll whip out the
Outlaws,
outlaws.
the williest. Niggas be the silliest. The more I smoke, the smaller the Philly gets. Where the players dwell.
Inhale.
Make me feel good like Tony. Tony feels good like Moni. You don't know me, but you're setting up the bogey.
With my homie. Say up this virgin thing so tightly called a virgin.
Makes me feel, baby, I'm the only one for you. I want, oh yeah. Only you. How was your lemonade?
It was good actually. I drank the rest of it this morning. Actually on the way here.
I was just trying. Did you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
I didn't feel it.
Since you didn't have any.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't.
But I was also smoking too, so I have to stop doing that if I'm gonna do like an edible or something.
I don't get hit the live. All right, y'all. So I just thought about something when I was sitting here. Monday here on the network, we had on Born Hustler Radio, we had a gentleman come through. His name was Rex Huff Jr. Rex is a cigar maker. And I'm saying this because I'm hoping Rex is listening and he can hook me up. Rex is a cigar maker. And he came in, he brought about a bunch of like sample of his product. Now we all know I don't smoke, so but I wanted to smoke the cigar because when I tell you this will sound suspect. It was really tight. You could tell it was really well made, right? But I didn't, we don't smoke in the studio, so I wasn't gonna try to smoke it in here, and I took it home to try to smoke it later, and forgot I took it home, put it in my my cup holder in my truck, and the next day when I got in, I smushed it by mistake. So y'all make sure y'all check out this gentleman. I'm gonna have all this information on the website, but I'm just saying this because I want to once again thank him for coming through. I did not know as much about cigars as he taught us, and not like one hour that he was here. I mean, there was so much stuff I learned from that, and it was real enlightening to find out some stuff about that, and the quality was incredible. I mean, like for me to not smoke cigars, like I used to.
You still know something.
Right,
You still know a quality cigar.
You still knew a quality cigar, and I honestly I wanted to get him to leave an extra one in here for y'all to see it. The only problem is we had a studio full of people Monday when he was here, and he gave everybody one. So I felt like I'd have been wrong to ask him, "Can you leave me like one or two more extra?"
So you should have just left yours in here.
I should have. Okay, let's be real. The reason I did not leave mine in here is because the person sitting next to you. I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest with you. Because I'd have left it in here, and he'd have been like, and shit, I forgot to lock the goddamn door when I left. So he'd have been like, "Oh, who left this? I know it ain't G." So take because everybody in here.
But I mean, it's a different with a cigar though. Like,
well, here's the
it's
thing.
expensive.
Everybody in here was like, everybody was scared. Not everybody except me was scared, but probably wasn't going to say it except until Show said it. Like, I'm gonna cut this up and fill it. And he was like, he don't care. I mean, he's like, he knows everybody enjoys cigars different ways. So, but he's gonna be, we're gonna have him come through here on lunchtime, and we might even, like, y'all know how I work. We might even have like a cigar talk show on the network.
That would be dope.
I think that would be really cool. So we were talking about that.
Smoke some cigars, drink some cognac.
Yeah, and he was telling me like different ways you can combine, like different things that go well with certain cigars and stuff like that.
That's what they
do. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what they do with
Like
the cigar lounges and stuff. Yeah, they do pairings.
Yeah.
With different drinks, and cigars and drinks from different places.
Do you smoke cigars?
I'm not a cigar smoker. No, I know quite a few cigar smokers. So when I'm around them or when I'm with them, I may indulge, but I'm not like a connoisseur or anything like that. They make me lightheaded a little bit.
What do you mean lightheaded?
When I smoke them, you don't know what lightheaded is. They make me lightheaded a little bit.
No, I mean,
It feels not as big.
No, I mean, I just like I figured doesn't weed make people lightheaded? That's
It doesn't
what
make
I meant.
me lightheaded.
Okay,
No.
all right, that's what I meant when I said
Lightheaded
lightheaded.
and high is different.
Yeah, different feeling.
Okay.
Lightheaded is like more woozy. Lightheaded for me is not a good feeling.
Okay. All right. Driver, you smoke cigars?
Oh yeah, I mean like on occasion, cause like my dad smokes cigars and then my aunt, she smoked cigars for a while, so it's like if I'm around them, if we are smoking cigars, sitting and talking, excuse me, then yeah, I'll smoke one, but I don't know, like I do enjoy a good cigar though, like cause it was when I went to homecoming last year, and they had people out there selling cigars, and I grabbed one that was just kind of. You know what I'm saying? Had my drink and was kind of chilling out, smoking a cigar. Like, this shit is, it feels, make me feel a little bit more adult for real.
Right.
I would say that. So yeah, I do. To answer your question.
Because, I mean, like, even with us sitting in here, like, it was, like I said, it was like a Tarzan movie. It was like 6 brothers in here.
Not a Tarzan movie.
in here. And we all went into that mode. None of us lit it, but we all was holding it like, like we was sitting there.
About to start talking about stocks and, you know what I'm saying?
We didn't get that far.
Pork bellies and shit.
Born Hustler. They got a huge Trump argument. It was ridiculous.
Ooh, I got somebody that I want to come and debate with Al.
It was ridiculous. Olos's girlfriend called.
Oh yeah, I heard part of that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, she was going in, yo.
I was knocked Monday, but did you replay it already? You gonna replay it?
I think it replays tonight. Yeah, I think it replays tonight. Yeah, she went in on him, and it's just, and then Olos, it was just like I literally had like the last two shows, not Triple C, but Who You Got. The last Who You Got was heated. Some people get real heated when they have like the last two was really heated, and then this one was like really heated. The Born Hustler. So I mean, but that's what we like. We like for everybody to have different opinions, and we like to give everybody a chance to have different opinions. But I even me being a completely anti-Trump person, I felt sorry for Al B, because everybody was. I started on him, then I thought, let me back the fuck up. This is getting really, really bad.
It's getting really real.
It got really bad. So, but yeah, but that's what entertaining. That's entertaining. So that's the reason why we do some of the things we do. Not everybody is going to agree, but we give you the platform to say what you have to say without worrying about how it's going to come across. So I do appreciate that. But here we go. We go back to. I just was thinking about that because I just happened to look up and I saw the guy's name, Rex Huff Jr. His cigar business is called RHJ Cigars, I think. Let me see. It's RHJ Artisan Cigars and Tobacco Company. It's out of Richmond. He said he's doing a lot of events. He's going to be. He had a couple of exclusives in some of the cigar lounges that we have in Richmond coming up. And like I said, for somebody that doesn't indulge in cigar smoking, you can still tell good quality when you see it and when you hold it. And it really felt like he knows what he's doing, and he had a great knowledge. And I can't wait to bring him on here. I'm gonna definitely get him on to this show because he's in the promotional stage. Because he just basically started this here in Richmond. Because he figured out, he tapped into Richmond. He saw Richmond, which is weird because Richmond is like Philip Morris. Richmond being and Virginia tobacco is very popular. He said Richmond being the location it is, does not have any black-owned cigar companies, so he made the trek here just for that. So shout out to him for doing that. So we're gonna hit y'all with some more music, y'all. We also have Coach K coming in today, and we have another special guest, Paris Taylor, model, rapper, entrepreneur, coming in late on this afternoon. So it's a full show. This is Lunchtime, Big Time Radio Network. This is a gangster bitch, Apache.
So when he says that, does he mean that's manufacturing the cigars or just cigar businesses in general?
He said it's not that many black-owned cigar. Like he hand rolls, I guess hand roll. I don't think he in that hand rolling everything.
Like I know another black
Brother?
Cigar vendor, but vendor is different from manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
So when you say he's the only, that's what I'm.
Yeah. I didn't say he said he was only. I said he's one and only. He said he was He just said he wasn't any. There weren't any when he started here in Richmond.
Okay, so I wonder how long he's been in business.
So
I wonder, and I still wonder if he's the only one that's the only black manufacturer. Because manufacturing, like hand rolling them, is definitely different from vending someone else's already made product. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his product. His man, he gave us some. I got the broken one in my truck. But he gave us some. I was trying to show you last night when you pulled off. When you blew the horn, I was rolling down the window.
I saw you rolling with it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to show you.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. But he said one of the things he does is he makes his bands like collectors. Like people collect his bands, so he like puts certain
Kanye
shit
knocking
on
the door. Ron, can you come in?
You hear that?
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, baby.
You gotta be thinking of something wrong with my ears.
I know about that. The boy Kenneth Sharp, that was killed by the police.
Your hair is so cute.
I didn't hear nothing about that.
Who was that?
It's Richmond. So he was shot by the police on Easter night.
Yes.
I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Was that the dude? This which we calls son's best friend? Show's son's best friend?
Perhaps.
I don't know. All I know is this boy was sleeping in the car drunk.
Oh no, that's not him. Then.
He was just in the car drunk.
Drunk, and I guess the police was trying to
They
wake
were
him
trying
up.
to wake him up. Mm-hmm.
And he told him he had a weapon. He told him it was registered and stuff. But somehow they still ended up killing him. I'm just shocked because I haven't seen it on no news. No, I don't.
I saw it, but it was only brief. Like I saw it the day it happened and the day after, maybe. I didn't see continuing coverage on it.
That sucks. How y'all doing that?
Doing all right.
Good. How you will?
Yeah, I'm good. It's somebody in Norway. I can talk about it. Okay, it's somebody in Norway too. I don't know the history. Y'all or not?
You said somebody in the hallway?
Mm-hmm. With a kid?
Probably not for
Okay.
us.
Hey, do me a favor.
Mhm.
Open that door right there.
What, you hot?
Look out. No. Look out. You see somebody standing out there?
She just said there's somebody out there with a kid.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I got headphones
We
on.
just had a whole.
I'm about to go outside.
Y'all gonna stop doing that to me too, for real though. I didn't hear it. Tell her she come on in.
Like she's literally.
This
That's all.
nigga-
But
this
I
nigga
did not
said
hear.
he
I
was
had the
saying
headphones
the
on.
shoe was on
He
the
was
other foot, and then
concentrating
he
on
get
it.
irritated. Hey, baby.
You guys can come in. We got other chairs down there too.
Oh well, hold on. How this topic gonna work with the babies in the room?
I didn't think it was that.
You feel like
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, this is Paris. This is
How you doing?
Raw, Coach K, bus driver, and Angel.
This not gonna work.
How's it not going?
The topic of the day not gonna work. Do you know what the topic of the day
I
is?
kind of wonder that it was gonna be kind of adult.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there like a space they could, cause he a teenager, he could sit there with her, she watch her tablet.
I mean, if you want to go out in the hall, I mean, I don't know how raw you plan on getting. I don't know.
What you mean? We,
But the topic.
I saw what the topic
If
was.
it's getting raw, yeah.
He
let's-
must have
they can
forgot
sit
what
right
show
on
he-
out there. I just wanna
Yeah,
make sure
well,
it's
you know,
okay.
I don't know
talking
what
right
shit
now.
anymore, obviously,
make
because I
sure
don't
it's
hear
okay
shit.
for
and
the
stuff
show
like
is
that.
raw in general, but you
Okay,
saw the
but I already
topic of
warned them it was gonna be raw.
conversation.
No, yeah.
There's
he
some
told
chairs
me.
out there, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you can take one of those chairs and put it out there.
But now I feel bad because she got the.
No, you are fine. I came prepared just so they could have their little area somewhere if it's okay.
Oh, I got my incense with me.
Such a cutie.
One of the chairs. Let me grab one of the chairs. You got it, yeah.
And the other thing is, I didn't think she was coming here. She's
Her time is
about
11.
30. Yeah, she's early. That was the
Oh.
other thing.
I'm always early to make sure that
I
everything.
don't see no hair.
Girl, early is on time, and on time is late.
My first job, I learned that.
I don't know. Louis has supposed to be down here. I don't have one. Do I have to hear me?
Nah. You know, only you need the headset if you want to hear the music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I won't get too
But I do
distracted.
want you to turn that phone in front of you, this right here. This
Oh.
phone, turn that towards you for me. Even though it doesn't really matter. No, man, you don't do that. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
We frozen, eh?
Yeah, let's keep frozen. I don't know why.
This thing just get all of that new chin that I'm growing.
Well, like I said, it's frozen. So.
She said
No,
that I'm
that's right.
growing.
Oh, that's yours. Okay, well that's gonna get your chin then.
Talk like this.
I can give you some.
Now you gotta do it. You gotta bring it back this way.
No, I can give you some photography tips. Do this.
And hold your head.
Just push your head. Don't hold your whole neck. Just push your head forward.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, no, that was awkward as fuck.
look like somebody from Fat Al. I can't think of that mush mouth.
You're looking at the screen. It's locked. It's frozen.
No, I say y'all so quiet.
She always
Yeah.
said we quiet.
There's nothing wrong with quiet.
You gotta put me on. But me apple bun, I said you gotta put me on.
There we go. All right, we're going live. 3, 2. All right, y'all. We're back. Lunchtime, Big Time Radio Network, as we do every Wednesday. I'm saying that like we've been doing it But
Second
you gotta
Wednesday in a
start-
row.
Yeah, you got to start
You
somewhere.
gotta say what you want till you see what you say.
Yeah, and we got to get into a habit of saying, as we do every Wednesday, because this is a Wednesday thing. It's we know we need a theme song for you. We need something to bring you in, like Kicking It with Coach K. Just something just to.
Now you got to sing it though. If that's it. You don't have
Just
to-
like that.
and then y'all got to do the oohs in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Coach
But
K, Coach K.
yeah, well there we go, like Coach K. Well, so we got somebody in the background just singing Coach K. Well, you early, you can do that, Brad. Just in the background, just singing.
Oh yeah, the music artist is right there.
Yeah, we can do that. Make you come up with a jingle for us. But every Wednesday we have this new segment here on Lunchtime Big Time Radio Network. We have something called Kicking It with Coach K, with our resident.
Sexologist, that's who I am.
Yeah, well, sexologist. Well, see, I don't want to say sexologist because we already had the sex subject earlier, but because you have so much more, you
That
do so
is
much
true.
more. So I like to say coach. I like to say
360
personal coach.
coach,
I like to say just all around insightful. I'm gonna make a adjective. For
I
it.
like love and intimacy coach.
Okay.
That's what I say.
All right, love and intimacy coach.
Love and intimacy.
That has some sexologists in this area, and then you give good
Advice.
Yeah, advice. That started to be something else. That started to be something else. You give great advice, and it's a pleasure for us to have you. So we're gonna do this. We got Kicking It with Coach K right here in the building. Coach K, thank you for coming through once again.
Absolutely.
And let me cut your mic on so we can really do that.
Oh,
All right, go ahead.
Don't forget to turn it off when we go to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did
Yes.
that.
Please.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's in great company. And we can jump right in, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Okay,
let's
so
do it.
This today's topic is one that I feel like needs to be talked about a little bit more, of course, in the right setting and with the right folks, because it's something that happens way more frequently than is reported, and that is non-consensual partner or spousal sex. This is it's harmful. It's something that's not talked about within couples just in general, because literally, and I probably don't even have it pulled up, but the reason why this sparked was I read a post from, I'm in a marriage group, and I read a post from a young lady who said that she was on medication because she had some kind of surgery done, and when she woke up, her lower half was wet, and she realized that her partner had sex with her while she was out. Completely out, did not know it was happening.
That's crazy.
Whatsoever. And as a result of that, a child was conceived.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
And so this is the second layer to just the initial act. So now her thought is, how can I love this beautiful child that I brought into this world, knowing the way that the child was conceived?
That's crazy.
And so I'm like, this happens a lot, because then I saw another post of somebody saying, what do I do? Do I divorce them? Do I leave them? Do I press charges? Literally, people do get kind of not confused, but stuck. It's different when somebody cheated and you say, I can look past that. But essentially, this is sexual assault, or even the next step of rape, because there was no consent that was given. One thing that I know some folks were saying is there is expressed consent when it comes to the marital home. However, when you're asleep, you can't express consent. But again, it's not a discussion that's had when you get married. Hey, how do you feel about that? When I read this, I talked to my husband like, I never thought about that, What do you do in that situation? I was like, I can tell you right now, do not enter me under any circumstances while I am asleep. I would feel like you violated my body, because that's what it is. So before I ask y'all a bunch of questions, because I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, I didn't pull statistics from whomever in these big research groups, because I want to hear from the people that are near and around me. So I did a poll in a group, and the first question was, the first one was, my partner had sex with me while I was asleep, and I never reported it. There were 5 ladies that said that. Now that's 5 people in a group in 24 hours that was willing to make that statement. So how many more out there that it happened and it just was never reported? So that number is definitely multiplied. So the next one was, my partner had sex with me while I was asleep and I reported it. No one marked that one. That is a rarity that somebody would mark that or do that. So the next one was, I do mind if my partner has sex with me while I'm asleep. There were 14 ladies that said they do mind. They don't want it to happen. Guaranteed that conversation until this question was posed was never discussed in their relationship. The next one was, I don't mind if my partner has sex with me while I'm asleep. Some people who just are okay with it. That was 13 people. Again, a discussion that probably was never had. And then the last one was, it never happened to me, but I know someone that it happened to. And that was 11 ladies. And again, that was a quick poll that I did 24 hours ago just to see who would chime in. So the question that I have for all of you is, if you're married, does that give your partner express consent to have sexual intercourse with you in any way, whether it's fondling, whatever it is? We'll go with intercourse on this one to just be easy and clear. While you're asleep.
No. I mean, like, for me, like, you have to, like, wake me up, or, you know what I'm saying, like, I would want to be involved in what's going on. I mean, that makes a difference in the entire experience. So, I mean, and I do feel like with my partner, you can do pretty much whatever you want to be, you know what I'm saying, within, like, within reason, but I also want to, like, be involved, like, you know what I'm saying, when it's going on, so.
As the other male in this discussion, I think this falls under one of those things. I think it's different based on your gender. Mm-hmm. Like most men, and I'm saying this right off the bat, and I'm not saying this to be funny or anything like that. Most men welcome certain ways to be woken up in the morning. Mm-hmm. And in order to wake me up, I gotta be sleeping.
Yeah. Well,
so,
I mean, but, like,
I'm not a man. I want to wake up.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, you know. I mean, but in all general, and to be honest with you, I think once you, my opinion is it's based on the relationship. Mm-hmm. Once you get yourself in a committed relationship, I do think that that consent is pretty much signed when you sign the marriage license. And I do.
So you think that?
Well, no. And what I'm saying by that is, and I don't mean, but I also think you should have this. I also think you should have this discussion before. Mm-hmm. Now, I honestly think, like I said, this is where it differs. I think when you are entering someone, mm-hmm. That needs consent. I just and that needs tap on the shoulder. You know, every man in this world, and if they say they don't, they lie. Every man has woken up and like, ooh, what's this? And then like. I need, like we had a conversation earlier about sometimes you need shit just to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Every man has had a rough night and woke up and couldn't get back to sleep, and they know, I want to get to sleep, and I might not feel like doing it myself, so something like that. Mm-hmm. So they will wake up their significant other, and for that, I don't understand why you would do it while she's asleep. See, that's my thing. Right. I don't understand. I mean, like, that is, like, really selfish, but I don't understand why. And it's also, it's not great for the ego if you don't wake her up. So that's another thing to me. I mean, if you working your ass off and it's snoring, I mean, you're not doing something right. And that's the way I see it. So I don't think even though I think that the marriage kind of be like, I'm for you, you're for me, is like an unwritten thing. I also think you need to say, hey, you mind if give me about 15 minutes or something like that. 8 strokes
15?
limit. 8 strokes minimum. Yeah, and be done.
Just 8 strokes.
8 is the magic number.
That's his number.
I'm
Not
trying to
8 and
figure out
15
how
minutes
long
though,
it-
right?
What you said?
Stroking real slowly,
Right, like-
we don't.
certain of us take longer to get that one stroke in.
Well, that's one stroke every like 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, certain
long
strokes take long. Certain
He's stroking whole.
when you got it, when you
Trying
don't
to
get
wake
hold
up, right?
it's the difference. It's the difference from walking 2 blocks and walking 6 blocks. Sometimes you got a longer. It's gonna take longer because you got a longer way to go.
How does your mind work?
Well, at 12 o'clock at night, it don't work. That's the whole point. So 8, all right, go ahead.
I feel like, and this is just me, I feel like, first of all, because of how we were presented, because of the way that marriage was presented to us, I feel like a lot of times there comes a certain sense of ownership when we tend to get married. And at the place that I'm in my spiritual journey right now, just in my own personal life, I'm trying to see if that's the way that it's supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to be. Because I always feel like my body is my body, and I don't feel like there's any expressed consent when it comes to my body, whether you're my husband, wife, partner, or not. I have had a partner violate me, but it was in a different spectrum of the realm. So we'll get to that later on in the show. However, I do, as a pleaser, I know that men love to wake me up with some head, and I get that. I feel like if. And I feel like it's unique to every person.
Right.
So for me personally, if we're in a relationship together and we are sleeping, we're sleeping together. If you get that urge, nudge me, wake me up. Or if you want to engage in a sexual manner or with a sexual act, okay, that's fine. But if I don't wake up, if I continue to sleep, if I'm not cognizant or conscious of what's going on, then you need to stop, because I'm not conscious enough to say yes or to go along with the act or to know what's happening. Why, first of all, why would you even want to continue with a person that is asleep, unconscious, that not awake? That is a red flag to me. That's a different conversation.
That's a new conversation.
Yeah, that's a new conversation. And there are people who get off on that, that. So that for me is a whole different is an aspect. But yeah, no, if I'm sleeping and I'm not aware of what's going on, then no, there is no, like you said, I'm not awake to express consent. So there is no expression of the consent. Hey sister. So yeah, I can't see any situation where the continuation of the act is appropriate.
Oh, it's my turn. The little nasty one, y'all want me? Nah, all seriously though, I don't. I just feel like if I be like, no, you should stop. I never really had nobody be like, oh, you gonna give it to me or something, because I keep guns by the bed. So, I don't think they want to do that. I have had a friend or something that's called me and was like, I think my dude raped me. And I'm like, huh? And she's like, yeah, I told him no, and he did it anyways. And I was like, call the police.
Well, I think once no is said, then that is an assault.
Like,
Until yes is said.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
until
okay.
it's a
That's a
verbal
big
consent.
difference.
Because a lot of girls will, not say nothing at all. And it's our way of
And
not
body
wanting
language,
to let you
body
down.
language is definitely language.
So,
Okay, hold on. Let me go on that. All right. Until yes, I mean, do you say yes every time you have sex? I mean, I'm being real. I'm not playing devil's advocate, but every time y'all have sex, or you just talking about when in the point where you're waking them up to have sex? Because I mean, like, here's my thought. Every woman, not gonna say everyone, most women that I have talked to or and know in general, not have sex with, but it's all known that y'all have that moment when y'all laying in bed, whether y'all sleep or not, that your ass raised up in the bed and you scooch back.
But that's some type of
right.
That's body language.
But you want us to believe, even though we know you're awake, you want us to believe you're asleep. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
But what if you are asleep?
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Your body is just doing it. But I feel like, of course, there's more to it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Like, people are gonna say yes or no. We're just saying, like, you do have some people that are deep sleepers that it might get to the point of penetration. What she's trying to say is, though, it shouldn't go that you shouldn't do that. You
No, and
should
I agree.
not,
Yeah.
You know, enter someone or straddle someone. I can't just make it one-sided.
Right.
I just feel like
And
it's
I
a bit hard.
appreciate you saying that.
I'm gonna be honest. I just feel like it's hard. You telling me you cool with it, but
I mean, but
get
that's
that.
it. But
He
that
be
can also
dreaming.
happen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it goes
understand.
both ways.
I
Yeah.
understand. And like I learned that, you know, due to like rape, people be like, well, they liked it, or their body showed they liked it. You can't say they liked. Their body is gonna do what's
Their
natural.
body's gonna
Bodies
naturally
are
respond.
natural, right.
So-
Yeah.
All right, we
Yeah.
we do have a guest here also this coming for the second half of the show. But since you're sitting here
Yes.
and I'm looking at you making like nodding and stuff like that, I want to get your input on this. Use that mic right beside
This
you.
one?
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
While she's
first.
scooting
Yeah.
up real quick, because I got a couple of comments on the
All right,
live,
go ahead.
and I got one, my homegirl Sharita, she's a frequent listener to a lot of the shows here on the network, and she just wanted to point out, oh Lord, I hate when it refreshes like this. I'm sorry, y'all. And she says everyone is not awake when they scoot back. She loves her for her body to connect. So sometimes people are just scooting back for their bodies to connect, not necessarily for penetration. They want that intimacy, and intimacy is not always attached to penetration or the physical act. Miss Determined Bell says body language that yearns for comfort, possibly. So saying the same thing, body language is like you have to, and that's where it comes to learning your partner. You have to learn your partner's love language and vice versa. So if you know your partner's love language is intimacy without the penetration, then learn their body languages and their body cues, and that's how you function in a relationship when you care about a person.
Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Paris Taylor. Nice to meet you guys. I'm an artist and entrepreneur, and I'm happy to be here today on this topic. Yes, I was not in my head on a lot of things because there was a lot of things that I could agree with and disagree with. I would say, as far as giving the partner a go ahead and while you're sleeping in bed. With my situation and my personal relationship, I always tell my baby father, like, listen, if I ain't answer you back, if I ain't say, yeah, baby, I'm awake, don't do it. Because I'm awake up and I'm going to knock your head off.
Yeah.
So, I think it is like, I'm trying to say, you said, it was like how people should have a conversation
Right.
and an agreement of what should or should not go on in the bedroom once the person is sleeping. So as long as you guys have that agreement, like, okay, this is going to happen when one of us is sleeping, then this is okay. Then I think that's okay. But if the person say no, then it's just no.
And everything is different for everybody. Like I hate this shit. I'm a mouth sleeper. If I'm on my back, my mouth is gonna be open. Period. So I've had a partner who let us take his dick. Yeah, stick his dick in my mouth. Like, don't do that shit. And I'm nasty for my and mind you, I'm nasty for my partner. I love oral. I love to give it. I'm a giver. But if I'm asleep and I didn't tell you to throw that shit in the back of my throat, don't do that shit, because you didn't ask me if I and I don't like to be waking up out of my sleep in general, because I don't get much sleep.
And you didn't brush your teeth. Yeah,
that part too. Because can I brush my teeth and get the morning breath out before you go sticking shit in my mouth? Yeah.
Oh no, he would have learned though, boss. He would have did one time.
Trust me, that was the last time.
I would have big down.
It was definitely the last
I thought
time.
you was bringing me a sausage. Like, I swear, I thought
It was
a
definitely the
hot dog.
last time. But you don't do that shit.
TikTok
On
or,
this live
Instagram
here,
videos where people
there's-
would do that. They would have like a little sausage or something and
And
put
put it
their
in
partner
his
in
mouth.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, he
That's
would have
actually
learned.
assault as well. Don't put it in my mouth, because it's just bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk getting bit. So I mean, yeah.
Or
No, there's no or. I'm not gonna risk getting bit.
worse. I mean, anything happen, you keeping guns by the bed. You feel like something going on, you just reaching
Clack
and grabbing.
out,
People keep
absolutely.
knives under their pillows. You just never know what can happen. So on this live, when we were talking earlier, W. Harvey 01 said you may not be communicating for a reason. So I think it was when you were saying, unless you say no,
Right.
but if y'all are not speaking or y'all not talking or there's something going on, we're not communicating. Until I tell you, or my express consent through, yeah, come on, or I grab on your genitals to indicate let's get it rocking, then.
But
that's just
doesn't
not
that
enough.
fall back into what we're saying? If you can give consent, whether yes or no, you're no longer asleep. And this whole conversation is about doing it while, like, to me, the whole point of doing it while the person is asleep is an assault.
Yeah.
If you wake up to say yes or no, you're no longer asleep. So, it's
my husband
completely
talks
different.
while he's dead sleep. Let me just say that. My husband can have a full-blown conversation, wake up the next morning and ask, did one of our children come to the house? I'm like, you talked to her last night. I can talk to him in his sleep, and he will talk back and answer as if he's woke, and he's not.
It's a name for it, and right now I do apologize. The medical side is not kicking it, but it is.
Yeah, it's that realm between
and they don't
sleep and
recall it
consciousness.
the next day, but they can. They will really have a full-on conversation.
So that goes back to what you're all saying about knowing your
And
partner.
I mean, you're correct when you say that once the person is awake, then they're awake. But that's not what happened. That's not what occurred in this situation.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
So
it's hard to say that.
Yeah, so in this situation, that was definitely assault. That was assault.
But even still, you got to think about it. It's still the starting of it too, right? So
Yes.
you started it while I was asleep. Now I wake up and it's like, I guess I might as well let you finish. But like you said,
And
your
that's
friends,
not
they ended up pregnant. Like, that's wild.
And
Right.
it's hard to give full love to a child, and every time you look at him, it's like
It's a
it's a reminder of what happened for the rest of your life.
I'm sorry. You know my mouth. I mean, you dead. It was still a coochie. Ain't nobody. Listen.
And they and what do you do when you're married? It's like, do we have the conversation? Do I report you? That's because I never give, hey, this is what you should do. I just support the decisions that my clients make, and I can give the suggestions of what you can. But for the most part, no one wants to add more stress into their relationship by bringing the court system involved, because then you have a huge thing going on.
Okay.
So for those of you on the live who missed it, Kanye, can you explain the situation again that sparked off this conversation, the young lady and her husband,
Yes.
just briefly?
So what sparked this is I read where a young lady, had a surgery done. She was sedated, so she was taking pain medications, and her partner had sex with her while she was asleep. The way she found out, because she did not know, she woke up, her lower half was wet, so she was wet, and then she found out 6 weeks later she was pregnant. And so that's what sparked me saying, hey, this happens way more frequently than it actually gets reported. And most women, like your friend who called and said, hey, this just happened, you get stunned because it's like,
What you
what
mean?
just
How that
happened
happened?
here?
Right.
And because you were asleep, it's like, do I just, brush it off? And typically the conversation doesn't even happen when you wake up. And if so, you may be one of those nervous laughers. Some people who say, hey, well, we were joking and laughing about it like it was okay. But there are people who don't know what to say, and so laughter becomes the cure for it. That doesn't mean that it was an okay act. So now you take this, you file it away, and that's forever in your mind if you go on with that relationship.
And that's trauma, and then that's the reminder of that trauma every day.
Every single day.
It's funny that we're talking about this because just the other night, the TV woke me up out my sleeping on you, fall asleep in the TV watching you. Dr. Phil came on, and there was a married couple, and the lady was saying that her husband uses things against her for sex. Like he'll say, he won't take the kids to soccer. He won't pay for their soccer things, or he won't give her cell phone that he's paying for if she doesn't have sex with him, or any little thing that she does not do, he'll use it against her. Like, okay, if you don't have sex with me, you're not going to be able to do this. And she's a housewife, so she was trying to look for Dr. Phil to help her to see, like, maybe they could work it out, or maybe should she walk away. And it actually ended up into him using abuse and beating her until she would give her husband some sex. And I think that is something that's not spoken about too, because some people will just keep it behind closed doors. And I know a few people, I'm not going to mention, talk too much about it, but they stay and they take the abuse because they're scared.
Y'all supposed to be scared or
Yeah,
embarrassed.
these
It'd be
people
a
are
lot of
threatening
factors.
them or hurting them a certain way.
But you also got to realize, not only are they scared or stuff like that, they're going to believe people don't believe them.
Right.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, and like that's your husband. You're supposed to do that.
And it's
You're
unreasonable.
gonna deal with people that have that mindset.
And that's why I said that's what the unrealistic sense of ownership comes in. Like a marriage or any type of partnership is just that, it's a partnership. It's not an ownership. So you don't own my body to where I have to do things that I don't want to or that are against my will just because you're my partner, or just because we have this piece of paper that says we're a union. We're supposed to be a union. That means this is togetherness. This is not you against me. And I feel like that sense of ownership isn't even discussed a lot. Not even just in the bedroom, but just in other aspects of a true healthy marriage or a true healthy relationship. And we can get into some of those things, on different shows. But it's unfortunate. I had a guy that I was dating who had Maurice. He
Name
Maurice
dropping.
But you know what?
because his ass was crazy.
North Second.
But she deserves to
No,
be
because
able to
Maurice
call
was
it
crazy.
673.
Yeah, no, fuck that nigga always. He was crazy. Well, no, what it was he liked to think that he was crazy. Maurice was a sociopath, and he liked to think that he was crazy, and he told himself that he was crazy and hyped his own. He was a figment of his own imagination. He was a gangster. He was Al Pacino. Yeah, he was the Godfather. He was all of these things. And so we started hanging out because we were just friends, like we were cool. Joking, he was like, "You can be my girl, you can be my girl," and I'm like, "Yeah, nah, whatever, it'll never work. Like, you can't." Joking. So one day I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, all right, we go together." Joking, not even thinking that for a minute he took me seriously, but he showed up, pulled up at the house, dressed, date, let's go, we going out. Okay, cool, fuck it, I ain't doing shit else. Let's go. I like to eat. Let's go. We going out. But we cultivated this relationship. We started dating or whatever the case may be. But he didn't live here. He lived out in the country, and we went out to go visit his mother at his mother's house one night, way out in the country. And I knew we weren't going to be coming back home that night, or if we were coming back, it was going to be really, really late at night. So anyway, we ended up spending the night out at his mom's house, which was cool. I was family. Like, by this time, we had been dating for a while. His mother knew me. I knew his sisters. I was part of the family crew. They loved me. So we were in the living room. Everybody in the house was asleep. We were in the living room. And he decides that he wants to get down. And I'm like, no, I'm not fucking you in your mother's house. Like, what? It's people in this house. No, we're not doing that. And I don't I just don't. First of all, that's your mother, and then second of all, I don't want to have to try to be quiet. We grown. I'm not. No, we can wait till we get back home. I'm not doing this. But he decides that he wants to do it anyway, and he's bigger than me, and he knows that he's bigger than me. So any weapons that I keep by my bed or wherever, that's just me and him. We out of the house. I'm not thinking in my mind at that particular time that I'm going to need protection from this man that I'm dating. Yeah, and he wasn't an abusive person. He took care of me. He looked out for me. He had my back. We were cool, whatever the case may be. But in that moment, he decided that he wanted his dick wet, and that's what the fuck he wanted. And so he took it, pretty much basically because he knew I wasn't gonna yell and set his mother off. Because I knew what that would mean, and I didn't want to do that to her. Right. I didn't want her to come out into the living room and see her son on top of me because I was yelling. You know what I'm saying? Or because I was trying to fight him off of me. And so I let him take it, whatever the case may be. But in that moment, I knew that shit was not right, and we definitely had a conversation about that shit later on. Needless to say, the relationship didn't work for many other reasons. But I know what it's like to be on that side of the room. I also had a little boy in middle school. I didn't get to decide who I gave my virginity to. I had a little boy who was my friend in middle school decide that he wanted some, and he was going to come and get it. And he lost his key and needed to use my phone. Because he was locked out of his house. Because he was locked out of his house. And this is a little boy I rode the bus with every day. Cool ass little boy. Real popular in school. So everybody knew him. I saw him recently at a family member's funeral. That shit was crazy.
Did you feel it? Yeah.
And he looked at me. And I feel like he knew exactly who I was when he looked at me.
He knew who you were.
I looked him dead in his face. I didn't speak. But I waited to see if he was going to speak to me. And he didn't. He looked away like he didn't see me. So, and I sat right behind him. So picture, I'm at my sister's funeral. He's sitting in front of me. He was one of her pallbearers.
And nobody knew about that whole thing.
There was only one other person in there that knew other than me. And I didn't tell that person until we were sitting there in that church. I said, you remember I told you my Me Too story? That's the nigga right there.
And so those are the things that you have to walk around with ongoing, still functioning life, deal with it. Because then you feel like, okay, well, time has passed, so Now it's too late to say anything. But I mean, luckily, y'all relationship ended or whatever. But had it stayed, either one of those stayed together, it just would have been fueled with deceit. Because how can you fully be into somebody mercifully, and
You
something like this
can't.
has happened?
You can't.
And so many people, they stay in relationship like that. We sleep in 2 different bedrooms. You know, there's tension, which spews down and oozes down to the children, because children see and feel everything. It's with the family, now they looking at you, oh, she's just crazy. She's just mean. She's just bitter. I don't know what's wrong. When in actuality, that conversation, which I'm glad that you had that conversation, it actually happened. But yes, this happens too much. So if there's somebody who is out there, if you don't want to report it, that's perfectly okay. But find you somebody that you can talk to. Find a professional that you can at least walk through what happened. You know, when I think about talking about stuff like this, the difference in a therapist versus a coach or a counselor. Whereas a therapist, a licensed therapist, is going to walk you through